Hello and welcome. Hope you're doing all right. I'm doing all good. Thought we'd do a quick video, just look at the climbers that I've got in my garden. I've got 6 sets of 2. We're doing this at dusk, so apologies for the light if it comes in and out. There's a very good reason for it. This is the giant honeysuckle. We'll come back round to this, but just make a note of these buds here because they look like they're going to pop. So we'll get to see some flowers fresh out of the bag. But for now, we'll move around and do the others, and hopefully they would have popped by now. So yeah, let's move on round. Let's start with these two. These are 2 passion flowers. The one on the left is Snow Queen, the one on the right is Carulia. Leaves are pretty much the same. The one on the left is a bit more broader and stubbier, and the ones on the right are a bit more sort of longer and elongated. Both palmate those, as you can see. So the flowers on the Snow Queen are like this, half a hand big. Sorry about that. But yeah, very nice. And then the Carulia ones, which is ones you much more see around, these are really nice, these. So yeah, a very good combination of the purples and the whites. And then I love the bit in the middle, that the hair's right at the center, dead in the middle. That's where the bees and that go in to get their stuff, and obviously the pollen comes off these top bits up here and rubs on their back, etc. But yeah, that bit just reminds me of a kiwi fruit, the inside of that. So yeah, it's a good do of these. They're a bit kind of straggly, if that's the word. So they're both in pretty much full sun, right on the cusp between full sun and part shade. They climb with tendrils, so if you have a look at these just hanging off the edge of the new growth, which is absolutely everywhere. Oh, sorry. It's got these little tendrils which hook on, and then they curl themselves around like so, and then it pulls it down or just secures it, and it's pretty solid. Nothing really blows off unless it's really like, you know, high winds. But you can see it flowers on the new growth. That's just working its all the way around there. Bear in mind that these two are both in pots, and pots that have had a lot of volume taken out of them with them fence posts, so they're doing not bad. They go over the top. You'll probably see better than me how well it's covering up there. Flowering time is May, end of May is when it starts, and then June it was like, because it flowers on the new growth, where we had that burst of growth for 2 months, they all flowered at the same time, those ones. And I had about, in that section up there, I had about 7 or 8 of them just all lined up one after the other, because it was all on different sort of new growth. So yeah, it looked fantastic. And now that slowed down, it's going into fruit making mode. I'm going to go and take all the fruits off at some point so it puts its powers into growing for now. And yeah, so it's doing pretty well. These have been in 2 years now. They were probably 3/4 of the way at the fence post when I got them, and they got that much. Pretty hardy, semi-evergreen. And yeah, that's it. So you want wires for that one. That'll be the best one to get it up. It'll probably get up a trellis as well. Nice. So yeah, so let's move around. So second one, we've got this one here, which is in, it's part shade, I would guess. It's kind of, this fence here is north facing and this is west facing, so it gets it after about 5-6 o'clock for a few hours. I've got another one right on the other side of the garden at the back on the same trellis sort of thing over there. That one's in virtually full sun, so that one's flowering a lot more than that. So we're going to see the flowers around that one. But this one, yeah, kind of just sort of seeks its way through things, likes to wind its way around things, as you can see. Now, apart from when I bought it, I just tucked it in and around the first few ones, just hold it in place. It's all done that itself, so that's pretty good. Semi-evergreen again, that one. That'll be nice when that all fills out, I think. Third one, which I can't really say too much about, is this, which is a Hydrangea Samania. It's only been in a year. This is a self-clinger and similar to that one, but it gets a little bit more sun, so definitely up towards more part sun than full shade on the part shade scale. So this one, I can't really say too much about it, apart from, like I just said, it's a self clinger. I've got the thing down here, so that's what the flowers hopefully sort of look like. This is obviously faded, but that's the style they get in the summer. So yeah, this one will be for a few years time. So I've got that one there which is doing okay. I've got another one of them under the Fatsia which is not doing amazingly, surprisingly. This is north, so this is full shade. It's under a Fatsia and it's planted right next to a Fatsia, so it's not doing too well there. So we move around. This is full shade. This is a northeast facing corner. This has never seen the light of day. This is a Pilostagia verbanoides. I've got another one to our right which we'll go and have a look at because it's a bit of a better specimen, but the only plus thing for this one is that this Fatsia looks like it's going to die, so it might get a bit more light and get going there now. But yeah, so we'll move around to this one. So Pilostagia verbanoides. This is probably my favourite form wise. There's another climbing hydrangea. You can see it's just about a flower maybe in a month's time, 3 weeks, a month's time. So definitely a more of an autumn flowerer. And then it has some berries on it as well. Self clinger again. So you just want some wires just to hold it against the fence. Really, that's the best thing. I wouldn't trust it to cling it itself because it might peel off in high wind, so you want something there to support them. The way these things grow, I believe, is that you have these what I call seekers going up, and then when they reach the top of what they're going to do this year, they send out all this growth which sort of comes out towards you, and that's the stuff that flowers. And yeah, like I said, the nicest sort of form of it, it looks like every leaf has been placed perfectly. So next one is climbing hydrangea. These are both east facing, so it gets the sun till about 1 o'clock and then it goes into deep shade. This is evergreen Clematis armandii. This one's been in the ground about 14 months. You can see it's doing all right. It did flower okay. Actually randomly, we're in July now, it just randomly flowered this one the other day. So I'll put a photo of them when they were better a couple of days ago there. But yeah, this one didn't do too much. But the other one, which is over here in full sun, which was put in at exactly the same time, you can see how crazy that has gone. This thing flowers in sort of February, March time for a couple of months, but it really flowers. It was more flower than foliage, and there's a lot of foliage on that. This is definitely the most jungle climber, like if you're going for a jungle effect, and it really goes some. So if you want to fill a space fast, then Clematis armandii is your one. Evergreen, if I didn't say that. And the way it climbs is that these little bits that come off of the leaves act as a kind of let's see if we can find one. They sort of wrap themselves around things. Yeah, can you see like this one has sort of bent itself around and used itself as a hook. So it does that on everything, and then it just layers itself up, obviously. So that's good. So yeah, definitely a really highly recommended that one. Like I said, full sun. And then my personal highlight is this, which is the giant Burmese honeysuckle, Lonicera hildebrandiana. Very difficult to get hold of, very difficult to propagate, and the reason for that is because you can't propagate off of flowering wood. You can only propagate off semi-hardwood. It's not technically hardy or even remotely hardy from what I gather, which is why I've got my heating running up around the main stems of it just while it was getting going. And the trouble with the cuttings is that it's just flowering everywhere. Can you see all the buds and all the flowers that have come on? So this thing started flowering about the last week of June, so maybe 10 days ago, and it was these ones up here that started going. These were the first ones out, those two there. They do, when they come out white, I'm hoping on hope that these open up in a second. If not, then I'll pause it and come back in a minute when they've opened. But they start off a brilliant white, and then they sort of fade to this bit more paley yellow, and then they go to this one. But when you individually look at them, then yeah, they don't look great. But when they're all put together, it's difficult to show now because it's dusk in the light. But hopefully you can sort of just get the effect of it. So yeah, that one's doing really well. Really strong smell in that one as well. Nice fresh sort of sweet smell to it. So that's all good. We'll come back in a minute and have a look at this. Just wanted to show you the last Tracheospurnum jasminoides. This thing absolutely stinks as well. Nicely smells. Very sweet, but very, very strong sweet. The flowers sort of that big, and just look like that. So yeah, they're nice. That'll be a doer. That's only been in there a year, but it's definitely doing a bit better than the other one flower wise. Anyway, I'll come back in a minute when the flowers on here open. Okay, yeah, typically about 5 minutes after I finished, they started going. So that's probably the best specimen. The light is actually really dark, so apologies how this is going to show up, but hope you can see that the face of that and the throat of it is white. They got a little pink bit on the end of the petals, but yeah, it's going some. So we've got a few more up there. There's a few more just there as well that have just opened. These ones are all just going to open. That one's just opened. There's a few up there that's just opened. And then all these are just about to open as well. So yeah, definitely going some. Can definitely smell it. Yeah. And that's about it really. Anyway, let me know if you've got some good climbers that I need to think about. Hopefully there's some food for thought for you. And I'll probably do another one of these maybe in a couple of months and just sort of see how they're doing then as well. So anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.